And how many boxes in total did Mr. Nato remove from the storage room in Mar-a-Lago? And I believe it's referenced in paragraph 59 as well.
Yes, I believe, as it says in paragraph 59, between the 23rd of May and I think it was June 2nd, he removed at Donald Trump's direction a total of 64 boxes and brought them to Trump's residence.
And he took them to Mr. Trump's residence from the storage room, is that right?
Yes.
And just to confirm, Mr. Nato moved these boxes just a day after Mr. Trump met with his attorneys about responding to the grand jury subpoena, is that correct?
Well, yes, he actually, the first day that is listed here is in paragraph 54, when he moved the first box, and then yeah, so then if you look at paragraph 59, subsection A, 3 boxes were moved on the 24th. On the 30th, Trump and Nauta spoke by phone for about 30 seconds, and very shortly after that, over a period of a little less than 2 hours, Nauta moved another 50 boxes from the storage room. That same day, there was a text exchange between Nauta and the president's wife, and in that, she, I'm summarizing here, but it's on paper. She was saying, we're not going to have room for all these boxes on the plane, and Mr. Nauta replied, I think he wanted to pick from them. I don't imagine him wanting to take the boxes. He told me to put them in the room and that he was going to talk to you about them. And then on the first, 11 more boxes were moved out of the storage room.
So let's, that's a lot of movement of boxes, right? And it makes sense that it's under the concealment of evidence section of your indictment. I believe going to paragraph 63, you provide a pretty succinct summary of the number of boxes that were moved versus the number of boxes that were returned to the storage room. So do you mind summarizing that piece for us so we understand exactly how many boxes were left in the summary room?
So paragraph
Or the storage room, sorry.
Sure. Paragraph 63 summarizes that between May 23rd and June 2nd, Nauta, at Trump's direction, moved 64 boxes from the storage room to the residence. And then afterwards, Nauta and De Oliveira returned to the storage room only 30 boxes.
So there were only 30 boxes left in the storage room, although there were 64 boxes that were at Mar-a-Lago, to your knowledge, based upon this indictment.
Well, they returned 30. How many more were still in there that they hadn't taken at all? That would be added to that.
Why was there any significance to moving all these boxes prior to June 2nd of 2022? And I believe this is referenced in the false certification of the FBI section of the indictment. But what's the significance of moving all these boxes just before June 2nd of 2022?
Because Donald Trump was on notice that his attorney was going to search that room, search for classified documents in that room, and in between the time he was put on notice of that and the time that he actually did that, at Donald Trump's direction, 64 boxes were taken out, but only 30 were returned.
So how many boxes did Mr. Trump's attorney actually review when he returned to Mar-a-Lago for the review on June 2nd of 2022? And again, I believe this is in the false certification section of the indictment.
Right. The attorney looked through all the boxes that were in the room and located, reviewed the contents of the boxes in the storage room, and he located 38 documents with classification markings that he took out and he put in a red roll folder, and that he then taped up.
Did the evidence show in the indictment that Mr. Trump's attorney believed that he had reviewed the entire universe of documents at Mar-a-Lago?
I'm trying to see if that's here in the indictment. I could answer that question. Well, I can't answer anything that's not in this indictment, but
And just to make it clear for the record, why can't you answer anything that's not clear in this indictment?
well, that issue, the question of whether he reviewed, in his view, all the boxes, if the answer to that would be within the final report, and again, I don't have a recollection one way or the other, unless there's another public filing about that, my understanding is I can't discuss issues like that due to the injunction.
Understood. Let's move on to the next section about the attempt to delete security camera footage. And we're working our way up to this August court-authorized search of Mar-a-Lago, if you can't see where we're going here. So on page 27, that's the section that starts the attempt to delete security camera footage. Did the evidence show that Mr. Trump attempted to or tried to direct someone else to delete security camera footage at Mar-a-Lago?
Yes.
Can you please describe from the indictment, of course, what evidence showed that Mr. Trump directed someone to delete security footage at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, just speaking to what's in the indictment, not anything outside it unless you direct me to public filing. It starts on paragraph 74 and it goes through paragraph 87. Is there any particular part you'd like me
Yes,
to
so I'm going to
address?
start with June 22nd of 2022. It's paragraph 75. I believe the Department of Justice sent a message to an attorney for Mr. Trump's business organization that might have provided knowledge for him. What was emailed to an attorney for Mr. Trump's business organization that kind of started off this process?
There was a draft grand jury subpoena for the production of security camera footage. And the previous paragraph notes that agents had observed surveillance cameras near the storage room where the classified documents were stored. And so a draft subpoena was sent on the 22nd of June.
Yes. And then following the draft grand jury subpoena being sent to the attorney for Mr. Trump's business organization, it looks like Mr. Trump had a phone call with Mr. De Oliveira the day after, on June 23rd of 2022. Is that correct?
For 24 minutes.
Yes. And then the actual subpoena was sent by the Department of Justice to an attorney for Mr. Trump's organization on what day? And I believe this is in paragraph 77.
Yeah, Friday, June 24th.
And what was that subpoena? What records was it requesting?
Any and all surveillance records, videos, images, photographs, and/or CCTV from internal cameras at certain locations at the Mar-a-Lago Club, including on ground floor basement, from January 10th to June 24th of 2022.
Notably, the same day that the Department of Justice emailed Mr. Trump's attorney the actual final grand jury subpoena, it looks like Mr. Trump may have tried to reach out to Mr. Nauta, and it's described in paragraph 78. Do you mind discussing or telling us what this interaction might have looked like between Mr. Trump and Mr. Nauta?
What paragraph 78 describes is an attorney for Trump speaking to Donald Trump about the subpoena for security footage. A little over 2 hours later, Waltine Nada received a message from a coworker indicating that Trump wanted to see him. And then less than 2 hours after that, Nauta, who was supposed to be traveling with Trump to Illinois that day, changed his plans to travel and began making arrangements to travel to Palm Beach instead of Illinois, where he was scheduled to be with Trump.
So fast forward to paragraph 80, the same day, we're still on June 24th, right? So Mr. Nauta changes his travel plans, and then Mr. Nauta and Mr. De Oliveira, it looks like they reach out to a Trump employee. What position did the Trump employee have that Mr. Nauta and Mr. De Oliveira reached out to? This is in paragraph 80.
Let's see. He was the director of information technology.
And what was, and this is in the subsection of paragraph 80, subsections A through E, what was the nature of the conversation between Mr. Nauta and Mr. De Oliveira, and the Director of Information Technology at Mar-a-Lago Club?
Paragraph 80 reflects a series of contacts and conversations. First, Nauta reaching out to the Director of IT, asking if he's around. Nauta then also reaching out to De La Vera, and it appears they had a call after he reached out. And then that same employee, the Director of IT, texted back to Nauta that he was available. Nauta responded to that. At 6:56 that same day, De Oliveira texted the Director of Information Technology saying, "Hey buddy, how are you? Walter called me early, said it was trying to get in touch with you. I guess he's coming down tomorrow. I guess needs you for something." And the employee responded that he reached out but didn't say what he wanted. I told him I'm local, entertaining family that came from New York City, and he told me no worries. And then the last entry is Trump, that same employee, the Director of Information Technology, texted Nauta to say, if you need me, I can get away, just let me know. Nauta responded saying, sounds good, thank you.
So fast forwarding to paragraph 82, because now we're moving on to the next day, which is June 25th. After having these conversations, it looks like Mr. Nauta and Mr. De Oliveira actually go and look at some of the information technology at Mar-a-Lago Social Club. Can you tell us what Mr. Nauta and Mr. De Oliveira, who did they go visit? I think they went to a security guard booth, is that correct?
Yes, there's a security guard booth where in that, at that booth, it has where the cameras are, so you can see where the surveillance cameras, like that would be where you could see them. And then they walked with a flashlight through the tunnels where the storage room was located and observed and pointed at the surveillance cameras that were there.
And then Monday morning, first thing in the morning, or 9:48 a.m. in the morning on Monday, June 27th, 2022, and I'm trying to keep this tight timeline going. It looks like Mr. De Oliveira continues talking, or at least visiting, other IT officials at Mar-a-Lago. I believe this is in paragraph 83 and 84. Do you mind summarizing what happened just 2 days later on June 27th of 2022? And as you can see, we're building our way up to July and the August court authorized search of Mar-a-Lago.
So that day, this is paragraph 83 and 84, De Oliveira walked to the IT office where this same Director of IT was working with another employee. There were two people there, and requested that the Director of IT step away so he could talk with him. They left the area and they walked through a basement tunnel to a small room that was known as an audio closet. And once inside that closet, he being De Oliveira, told the employee first that their conversation should remain between them. He then asked how many days the server footage was retained, and the employee told him approximately 45 days. And then De Oliveira told the employee that the boss wanted the server deleted. The employee responded that he would not know how to do that, and he did not believe he would have the rights to do that. Trump employee, that same employee, told De Oliveira that De Oliveira would have to reach out to another employee who was a supervisor of security for Trump's business organization. But De Oliveira persisted and insisted that insisted to Trump employee that the boss wanted the server deleted, and asked, what are we going to do?